Good morning, friends. We are here at the marina in Cape Town and we are headed out on a Leopard 45 this morning. Do some sailing, pretty stoked about it, and we've got a few friends with us, so let me introduce you.
Hey, I am Michael and I'm from Canada.
But he's also a fellow traveler and filmmaker.
Yeah, I make lots of videos all the time.
And
Hey, I'm Tammy. I'm from Cape Town, born and bred.
she's our local, but she's grown up sailing, so she's pretty stoked.
Yeah, super excited. Yeah, awesome.
I'm Jason. I'm just a vlogger.
This is our skipper for the day, Valentine. And that's Marcel, he's our deck boy. Just kidding.
I love to wake up in the morning, but beginning without waiting, the day is gone. And sometimes I take a walk, then I forget about the clock, I can slow it down.
Look at you. Oh, look at you, you're so cute. Good
Waving,
morning.
They're trained by SeaWorld.
I know.
Goodbye.
Thank you for the lovely performance. I have no fish for you.
The sun. Whoa, lie in the sun.
Typical South African fashion, or at least we've been told, we're heading out. There is no wind, but as soon as we get out there, it's gonna just blast us. Right now, it's gusting like 18, 20 knots, and supposedly in a couple hours, it's gonna be cranking at like 30 knots. We should see like 3-4 meter swell. We're waiting on the bridge right now to open. Oh, it's opening right there behind me. We've got Table Mountain, which is what creates this crazy wind. And we're stoked to get out and see what this baby can do. I mean, it's a totally different boat than our Leopard 43. I'm excited.
That is another fast looking catamaran. I'll find out what that is. Marcel, what's that very wide catamaran there?
Right, that will be a Two Oceans catamaran. It was recently launched. So it's got the dagger boards as well, so a bit of a performer for sure, but a very good looking boat.
My friends are sitting laughing, but I just keep on laughing. They're knocking on my door, but I'm knocking them down. They say I'm acting crazy, but I just wanna lie in the sun.
So I have a feeling this is going to go one of two ways today. One, which is, you know, I have my experience from our Leopard 43, but she's 15 years old now because she's an 05. And I don't know, I just think that our boat sails pretty good for what was considered a floating apartment at the time that she was built. But now this is like way bigger. The hulls are a lot wider. It's so much taller. Part of me expects the performance of this boat not to be as good as ours, and that may be silly. So then I'm just gonna walk away from this going like, oh, it's really beautiful, but I'm so happy with my with my old girl. Or option number two being that it performs way better than I think it's going to. It's gonna be luxurious and the helm position's really great and everything else, and I'm gonna walk away going, I think I need a new boat. A new boat that I can't possibly afford.
Leopard started as a charter company, as the moorings, and people would come out and they would sail for a week at a time. So they built these boats super comfortable with easy access so they could be repaired in the short time before the next person came on and chartered. So that's the moorings, and now Leopard is the boat that you can actually buy, and they're built almost identical. So yeah, this is sort of like a floating apartment. I mean, it's massive. The holes are huge, and there's tons of space, and there's like a front door. But if it can sail, I mean, that's what really matters, right?
Oh man, the mountains call my number and one.
By hand, okay. Once you can't anymore, that's electric.
I'm just
Check up.
outside, watery taste.
He's doing the work.
The stress out, freak out's gone since we packed up the car.
Okay, Marcel, we'll put oh, you know.
Now I'm standing in a circle, all your sad faces crowding the yard.
There's plenty of space for boats here. It's nice.
Sorry, we're gonna put the first reef.
First reef.
No, let's go. It's fine.
Sure?
Yeah,
shoulder workout. Or maybe it's just been a while since I've done that.
Okay, the fact that I can just run through and be so close to the Genoa coming out was pretty awesome. Front door already, it's kind of awesome. Feel that speed.
Right now we are coming around Table Mountain. The wind is sort of gusting. We had like 35 knots there. We were doing what, 11 knots of speed, 12 knots of speed or something? Now we're doing about 9 knots. We've got about 20 knots of wind and it's super comfortable. Surprisingly, we've got one reef in the Genoa. Yeah, it's good to be out here sailing again. Feels really good. I'm a little out of breath. This is
It's making you work, I like it.
laughing the whole way.
Okay, ready to dive?
Ready to jive.
Alright.
It's a nice day. Super nice day.
Such a smooth ride, let me say. I mean, obviously it's comfortable, but it's a pretty smooth
Very balanced.
ride. Yeah.
There's no weather help, there's no pressure on the runners.
No, it feels great.
We could do this.
Are you buying a new Leopard now?
I'm definitely going to go rob a few banks. Go fund me account.
Rip off the bandage, baby, we gotta get used to it. Honky tonk bars and whiskey in this land of the music.
So it is breezy, to say the least, because obviously the wind is coming from kind of right, well, 150 degrees right now. So it's kind of blasting me from up here. Not too bad. It's 18 knots, but there is another spot to be on this boat, and that is the forward cockpit. So do you want to come down with me?
Yes.
And this is the cool part because we don't actually have to go along the sides, right? Which are kind of like your danger zones for falling off. Not that we're going to do that. It's incredibly stable out here today. But we can pass through. Come through. Sorry.
Makes really
Enjoy
good
your
food
lunch.
here. Yeah, the kitchen's amazing.
But then it's like up here, you're more protected. I think just because of these. So if I sit over here, no wind at all. Here it's not blowing anymore. It's just super, super calm. A lot of people think, oh, it's a terrible idea, whatever. I saw it and I was like, that's genius. Who doesn't want to sit up here in the shade, out of the wind, but still full visibility and still outside? So I think the forward cockpit thing is a brilliant idea. They say it drains really well. We know lots of people, I say lots of people, we know 3 people that also have a Leopard with a forward cockpit, and I've never talked to anybody that didn't love it.
No more sunny days, no more sunny days. I got a heart that won't behave. I got a mind gonna make me insane. No more sunny days, no more sunny days. You got a black cloud over your head. You're looking spin, gotta get you to bed.
Woo! Got 28 knots of wind! Feel that breeze!
All right, we have 30 knots of wind. We're doing about 9 or so knots of speed. It's super chill in here, super calm. I mean, we're bouncing around a little bit. We're actually heeling, which is kind of nice. But let's go downstairs and see what it's like down here.
It is really quiet, surprisingly. Quieter than our boat, but I think reasonably so, considering it's 15 years newer.
I don't hear any creaking. I can hear the prop spinning because this one doesn't have feathering props. Nice windows, can see what's going on. So if we were actually here sleeping on an overnight passage, I could look out the window very easily and see how the sea state is, how fast we're moving in the water. Boom, I heard a little noise up front. That's the first noise I've heard. Holy crap, we must be doing almost 10 knots. And the big test. Can I go to the bathroom? Yeah, super easy. Excuse me.
I've never filmed anybody in a bathroom before. A little bit weird.
Shower. What's it like to shower in here?
Oh yeah, that's so true. Like, do you guys ever have to shower when it's really stormy?
Sometimes when it's really bad. I mean, I don't know if you can hear me, but
It's better with them. Yeah.
at 30 knots of wind, 9 knots of speed, showering is even pretty comfortable in here. And I can see the sail. And like they say in South Africa, Bob's your uncle.
It's like my initiation.
You're just like waiting for him to get annihilated.
I was like, all for the shot.
A little bit wet. Worth it though. Oh, probably should have brought like a windbreaker or something. Yeah. That felt great right in this region. That's where you want splashes of like Arctic Ocean water, or I guess Antarctic Ocean water. So one thing I'm a little bit jealous of with the new models, I'm sure this is pretty much the same with most new boats, is you have perfect visibility. 360 degrees almost from inside the coach. So you can sit in here at night, right here comfortably, with a little iPad on the table, control your navigation, and you can see everything. That makes long passages super comfortable, and I'm sure this whole thing turns into a bed. Imagine 24 days at sea, like sailing over to the Marquesas again with all of this comfort. It would be a totally different game.
I've changed my mind. I'm not going back, babe. I just don't fit right. When I do, I feel something.
Woo! Yeah, pretty sweet. It's handling definitely better than I thought it would. I don't know why. I just thought because it's a floating apartment, it really wouldn't sail that well. But I said the same thing about the 58 the first time we sailed that.
All right, now that I'm over the excitement of actually being outside and just sailing, I'm kind of taking some time to walk through the cabins and just see what it's like being, in the living space while underway, thinking of course about passage making. And like this is already, I can tell, going to be like the spot in the galley, right? Because it's your corner. So it's sort of that U shape, but not entirely. And the distance from here to there is great enough that it's like, you still have to be aware. Look, I'm not gonna lie, like I still like my galley and I like how narrow it is. Now granted, this is more set up so two people can actually be doing things in here, so that's a difference, but I like the snugness of my U-shaped galley because I can lean while cooking. I don't know, it just gives you that little extra stability, but the fully open ones, man, there's no way. I am just not that sure-footed. I would end up, I'd fall at some point. Like, I just know it. There would be some sort of like food disaster happening in that galley. Food disaster. This is where Jason would wash dishes.
No, that's where the dishwasher's gonna go, right there.
Are you gonna live in the cabinet?
I talked about how great this boat's been handling and all that stuff, but I do feel like I need to say we're in a protected bay, so we're not in 3, 4, 5 meter seas. So
No.
it is sort of like cheating. I mean, they take us in this spot. Yes, it's blowing 30 knots, but we're not in the middle of the ocean.
It is cheating.
It is cheating.
It is cheating. And the other thing
They
is,
are salesmen, so that's probably why they take us in this little thing.
yeah,
That's a pretty
good
big bay,
tactic.
actually,
Yeah. But I just feel like I need to point out that there is bubble wrap on every surface, and I cannot help myself. I keep talking. I can't focus. Must pop bubbles.
Forgot about that.
I didn't even know that was there.
Look how big it is.
Wow, that would be
That's what
epic.
you said. Wow.
No. But
Sorry, guys.
That's very, that would be so cool at night.
Oh, Oh yeah, the stars.
Yeah, like during the day it would be a bit much, it'd be hot, but wow, I didn't even know that was there.
Nice.
I had a dream that you were mine. You lit the flame right over the line. My darkest day, like a balloon under the sea, I rose up from pressure beneath, so gloriously.
Come on! That is insane! How big was he? That was like that wasn't a fish. That was a sunfish. Wow.
He dived down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like
we scared him.
Yeah, we scared him. He was moving so slow.
Oh, you do the upside down thing?
Yeah.
Wouldn't go that aggressive. Your gimbal is still like a moving part, but good job.
Not awkward at all.
I'm behind the camera, guys.
Go team.
We've got a little more wind now.
I know, I was so calm for like a second. Oh, is that the sunfish? No,
Okay,
it's
no.
sorry.
Sorry.
Squirrel!
It's our first time sailing in Cape Town, and it's definitely stood up to its reputation. Going from no wind to 30 knots, back down to no wind. It's been a pretty incredible day on the water.
You know, they do call it the Cape of Storms, and I'm glad we didn't actually experience any of those storms, but we've got 5.6 knots of wind now. I could go
Right there. and
20
it'd be
meters that way, yeah, and we would have 20 knots of wind. It is gotta be
Maybe 100 meters.
on your A game around here. Is that the sunfish again?
It's a sunfish again.
Stop
Jeez.
it. Okay, you can go ahead and start to drop.
Okay.
Nicely done. Look at that. Brand new sail just goes right in.
Yeah.
No.
It feels so good.
No sticky cars. No squeaks.
Ah.
That's what happens when there's no wind. All right, up you go. There you go.
Woo. Marilyn Monroe shot. It's definitely a lot taller than our sail. Everything's taller.
So I've got the engines at 2100 RPM. We've got 30 knots of wind. We're going straight into it, and we're doing 6.6 knots. So not too bad. Considering the windage on this thing, we're practically a sail.
Should be going the other way so my hair looks better.
Cape Town Port Control, this is Leopard 45. We are just off North Breakwater.
Lila, I sing the song for you. You're beautiful, even when you're down. You know this, and never talk yourself out of it. Lila, it's all inside your head. Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one.
So how is it handling in that wind? That was quite a bit of wind just coming through that narrow pass with other traffic and everything.
The boat is really responsive. I would say more responsive than ours. I feel like ours has a little bit of a lag, like whatever movement you make, you gotta wait a second and then it does that, and this one's a bit more immediate. The windage doesn't affect it as much as I expected it to. Well, I guess I'm not feeling it here, and I mean, we've got 20 to 30 knots of wind, so if I don't feel it in that, I don't think I'm gonna feel it as much. I mean, sure, we get pushed around, but not, I thought it was gonna be really bad.
So let your light shine without holding it in. Love yourself and don't give in. And when you feel the harm,
Driver like you stole it, holy cow.
There you go. That's how you dock a boat.
Back at the dock, and I feel like I should come up with some sort of like, you know, final thoughts. And I think it's just that, look, it's a really comfortable boat. It was a really nice day on the water, and it handles better than I expected it to. it's just really comfortable. It's a comfort boat. It's a comfort cruising boat. It's not high performance. We weren't like screaming out there, but we were sailing along really nicely, and it was quiet and comfortable inside. And I am just such a fan of the front porch. I keep wanting to call it the cockpit, the front cockpit. It just provides a whole nother seating area that just doesn't exist otherwise. So I'm a fan. I liked the boat. If I were gonna ever upgrade, I would totally consider this one. But for now, it's sayonara, Cape Town, and back to Tonga and back to good old Curiosity. Poor girl needs some love, but then she's gonna be good to go again. That's it. We'll, I guess, see you back in Tonga on an airplane. Shoo, I don't even want to think about that flight. Anyway, it's been an awesome day. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. Lots of love. Make sure and, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thanks so much. Bye.